Hey there, watch fans, and welcome to the Sweep Smooth Watch channel. My name is Rocky, and this is my YouTube channel dedicated to my hobby and my biggest passion, which is watches and timepieces. Before we get started, a quick shout out to Bruce Williams, friend of mine, has an amazing YouTube channel. If you are into watches, just getting started, or it's been a passion of yours for some time, you have to check out his channel. Just go to YouTube and search Bruce Williams. I'll add a link below for that as well. And I got to give a shout out to John S. from Chicago. He was a big part of making this watch purchase happen, and I'm excited to share with you guys now. Let's take a look.
Okay, watch fans, so here's what we have today. We are currently looking at the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date, reference 115234. This watch is made entirely out of 904L stainless steel, with the exception of the bezel. Now the bezel is quite stunning. It is made out of 18 karat white gold. It has a beautiful silver sunburst dial, Cyclops date magnifier, has a 3-link solid oyster bracelet with a oyster Rolex clasp. The dial on this watch has loomed stick markers, which we'll take a look at later in the video. The watch is 34 millimeters and the lug width is 19 millimeters. So this specific model will not be able to take a Jubilee bracelet. If you like this timepiece, you can only wear it with an oyster bracelet. Now you might be in the situation that I found myself in. I didn't really know a whole lot about the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date. I knew a lot about the date just, but not the date. The Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date was first introduced in the late 1950s. Then come the 1960s, and here we see the introduction of the 1500 series. And that's the 1500, the 1501, the 1503, and the 1507. These still have non-quickset dates, and they're available with a smooth bezel and stainless steel. In 1983, the Rolex Date gets the biggest revamp since its creation, with the introduction of the 30-35 movement that offered a quickset date feature. This model would be produced from 1983 to 1989. In 1989, we see the end of the Rolex Date, and it's not reintroduced into 2014 with the 115200 and the 115234. The 115234 is the watch that I purchased. I'll say this again. I never thought I would own a 34 millimeter watch. But like I said before, in these watch groups, you form friendships, you share advice, your styles change, you get older, and there's just something about this watch that I absolutely love. It has a lot of wrist presence. It's stunning, but it's not heavy. It's not something that you constantly feel on your wrist, and that's the one thing that blows my mind. I mean, it's on my wrist, and sometimes I don't even feel like I'm wearing a watch. Now, watches are like jewelry, and it's preference-based, but there's just something so classic and elegant about it. It almost reminds me a little bit of my grandfather. There's something I love about that, but it is just a truly special watch, and right now it's getting almost all my wrist time. Also, something really special about a Rolex fluted bezel. It doesn't sparkle like a diamond, but the light and the shine that comes off of a fluted bezel doesn't look like anything else, in the watch world. I just think it's so beautiful. I think it's so eye-catching. I think it's different. I think it's classic. And the history with the date just kind of pulls into that a little bit. Even though this is a date and not a date just, they're very, very similar.
Let's take a quick look at the lume on the Rolex Date. I think that's great. I'm so used to the chromolite with the blue. It's actually a little refreshing just to see something a little bit different. especially on something modern. But it's bright, it's legible, and it'll last through the night.
Okay, so let's take a minute to talk about the pros and the cons of the Rolex Date. So for pros, I have to say that the watch is absolutely stunning. It's elegant, it's classic, it's just beautiful. Another pro is that it has amazing presence on the wrist, but also has versatility. And what I mean by that is it's not just a dress-up watch. It can also be worn with jeans and a t-shirt or a shirt and tie. I've worn this watch for several days now, and I've never taken it off, and I've been dressed up and dressed down, work and casual, and it always seems at home. I really, really like that. Another pro is going to be the size. And I know that sounds crazy, 34 millimeters for a guy's watch. Absolutely. If you don't have one in your collection, I'm going to recommend that you try it out. Grab one. It might not be this 34 millimeter watch, but try a 34 or try a 36. I think you're really going to be surprised by how much you like it on the wrist. And when it comes to cons, I really only have one, and that's that it does not take a Jubilee bracelet, that it only wears this oyster bracelet. And I'm sure Rolex has their reasoning for that, but I am a massive fan of two things, and which is why I wanted a date just so bad, was for a fluted bezel and for a Jubilee bracelet. This does have the fluted bezel. They do make it with a smooth bezel, but I just wish that it had another bracelet offering other than just the oyster. I am going to have to try it out on a leather strap and see how a 34 millimeter looks on a leather strap. That's right up like Christian's Alley from Theo and Harris, but we shall see. But overall, just that's the only con I have. Really just all pros. So very excited about this. Okay, in closing, we are looking at the absolutely stunning Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date. This watch is 34 millimeters. It is available only on an oyster bracelet. It is made of entirely solid 904L stainless steel and only available in steel. It comes with a smooth bezel or a 18 karat white gold fluted bezel. It has loom stick markers. It was reintroduced in 2014, housing the 3135 caliber Rolex movement with 31 jewels, 48 to 50 hours of power reserve, running at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It does have the blue parachrome hairspring and is COSC certified, running at plus minus 2 seconds a day. It has a sapphire scratch resistant crystal, and it does have a twin lock screw down crown with a water resistance of 100 meters. The Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date retails for $7,450 with the fluted bezel. It is a little bit cheaper if you opt for the smooth bezel. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and click the subscribe button and you'll get notifications when new videos come out. Also, I'll put in a link to Bruce Williams' watch channel, and if you get a chance, check that out as well. So that's it for me, guys. Until the next one, sweep smooth, watch fans. Sweep smooth.